lie down into a Shavasana pose. Before we even begin to move, let's just tune into the breathing. So inhale into the bottom of the lungs. And out through the mouth. With the exhales, we relax. Again, inhale. And exhale. Sinking into the floor. And inhale, drawing that oxygen into all places. And exhale. Good. Step the soles of your feet together now. Let the knees fall out and grab your belt. Watch your shoulders. If you have any shoulder issues and this will cause a pinching sensation, maybe just stretch your arms out to the sides and hold. Otherwise, grab that belt at any width that works for you, maybe shoulder width or wider, and extend your arms overhead a few times. Let's inhale when we go up and exhale down. Still exhaling through the mouth if you want to really get the lungs warmed up here. Keeping the neck soft. 2 more. And 1. Good. Release that belt to the side. And now stretch the arms out like wings. Feet step on the mat pretty far apart and slowly begin to windshield wiper those knees. Let them fall all the way to one side and then the other. One more round here. Good, and then pause at center. Going into the hips and hamstrings, cross right ankle over left thigh, and let's pull the left knee in toward the chest. You can hold around the hamstrings or even around the left chin. Now ever so gently rotate the right knee away from you to increase that tension on the glute. Scan the body for any excessive tension, trying to hold this leg here. Just try to relax arms and shoulders. Just grip with your hands. Now, next step, if you want to go that next step, extend your left leg to the ceiling using your belt or your hands. Climb up that leg with your hands. So we have a left straight leg and a right glute that's stretching. Nothing wrong with flexing and pointing that left foot a few times to pump the ankle and the calf. Final breath here. Good, and release, switching sides, cross left ankle over right thigh. Pull that right knee in, wake up that left glute. Same thing, remember to rotate that knee out. If you ever have a question about a pose and I didn't explain that right over the screen, ask me via text or ask me after the class. I'll gladly show you. Good. Next step, if you want, extend that right leg up using belt or hands and do all the cues from the first side. All right, let's release. And let's roll to the side and come up to seated position. Sitting on the floor or the block, cross right shin in front of left. Try to even flex your feet so your ankles are straight versus sickling your feet. With your hands resting on your knees. Let's do 3 rounds. Hold on the knees a little. Press your chest up and forward and lift your chin. On an exhale, round your shoulders forward, tuck chin to chest. Open the upper back. Again, Inhale up. Exhale, round back. Draw the core in. And begin. Good, neutral spine. Hands still on your knees as you rotate your torso. Huge circles. You're sweeping the floor with your chest. One more. Good. Pause. Cross the opposite ankle in front. And that same sweeping motion in the opposite direction. One more. Good. And back to neutral. Let's take the hands to heart center, ground with one deep breath. Be present. Now clasp your hands. Turn your wrists inside out and reach your arms to the ceiling. And gently sway side to side. Next time you sway to the right, let's place the right hand all the way down to the floor and hold that side bend. Look to the ceiling. And make sure you don't shorten your right side. So elongate the left side, but also keep your right side in a sense of openness here. One more breath in. Exhale, deepen. Both arms up on your inhale, just move with breath. And other side, same cues. One more breath. Good. Both arms up, inhale. And draw the hands to heart center again, exhale. Now, let's put the hands behind us. Just a little support, step your feet on the ground, a bit wider than hip width. And you'll see everyone's hips are different. Now, collapse your knees over to the right. So you're kind of sitting on your right butt cheek now. I want you to look down at your legs and make a 90-degree angle. So right angle with both legs. Now lean over to the right and fold into over that right shin. Not back by the knee. I want you to be as close to your right foot with your chest as you can. Maybe even frame that right foot. You should be stretching your right hip and outer leg, maybe groin. Good, let's come up, pivot the legs the opposite way, make sure you have those right ankles, and fold in toward your left foot. Whatever folding in means to you at this moment. Sink your heart down. And let's do that one more time. Go to the right, go a little deeper, chest to foot. And last time, to the left. All right, let's move out of that pose and come on to all fours. Spread your fingers, shins parallel, wrists right on the shoulders here. Begin to arch your whole spine, including the pelvis. Tuck your pelvis under. And then on the inhale, stick the tailbone and the chin to the ceiling as you drape your spine. Keep going. Don't forget to use your abdominals and your pelvic floor as you pull up into that rounded position. One more. Good, let's move to neutral spine. Back broad, tuck your toes, pull the core in, and now lift your knees an inch or two off the ground. A lot of weight on your hands, so if that's too much, keep your knees down. Good, now if you can, kick your right heel towards the ceiling. I don't care how high, keep left knee hovering up off the ground, and switch. Good, lower both knees down, and go to child's pose, maybe with wide knees. Opening the shoulders more in your wide knee child's pose. Take your left arm and thread it, slide it over to the right, lay on your left shoulder, and listen to the floor with your left ear. And let's switch. Good, unwind. And you guys are going to lay flat on the stomach. Set up your hands next to your chest, and on an inhale, lift up to cobra. I'm just going to do Sphinx. You're in cobra, lift your chest. No weight on the hands, really use your back and glute muscles here. And lower back down, head to the floor. Set up your hands wider and farther back. Open your legs a little and press up to upward facing dog. Think of stretching your abs open, but also brace your core. Good job. And let's press back either to a child's pose again, or this time come to downward dog. And when you're done, just march it out here. Maybe take a little more time to press one heel down and then the other. Good. Both heels drop to the floor for a moment. Press your hands down and forward. And now shift forward to a plank pose. Raise that core. And push back to downward facing dog. Good. You can come onto the fingertips if you need and step your right foot between your hands. Lower the back knee down. Keep those back toes curved. Hands just resting on the front thigh and sink your hips forward. So we're stretching that front left hip. So we're going to revisit that in a moment. For now, you can press your hands in the front thigh and lift the back knee up so you're in a full crescent lunge. Arms reach to the ceiling. Shoulder blades heavy on your back. Now, this is a little more demanding here. Arms out to the sides, lower your left knee so it's almost on the floor. Maybe an inch off the floor. Lift the chest up, 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 squeeze your glutes. Good job. And come back to the lunge. Inhale. And bring hands back down. Exhale, now half split. Lower the left knee all the way down again. And stretch your front leg totally out with a flexed foot. And we breathe. Good. Let's move back to all fours. Set up your hands for down dog. And press back. Enjoy the extra blood into your brain. Really good for our brains here. Shift forward to plank again. Hold that core in. Make it really long from the heels to the top of your head. Good. Press back to down dog. And now step left foot between your hands, right knee drops. Hands to your front palm. And remember, we're going to sink the hips forward. Feel that nice stretch. The more you can lift your chest and not lean forward. So if you lean your chest forward, you might get very little stretch on that right side. Lean your chest up and almost back. When you're ready, pick up that back knee. So we're going to lunge, arms to the ceiling. Now hover the right knee almost on the ground, lower it down. Pressing the feet into the floor. Good job, back to lunge. Inhale and exhale, step forward to in a standing position. And just swing your arms side to side. Good. So we'll do the back and side bend here. Step your legs close together. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And you're going to do like a steeple hand grip. Every finger clasped except your index finger. And then raise your arms up, lift through the biceps. Inhale. And bend to the right. Exhale. Come back to center. Inhale. And go to the left. On an inhale, back to center, soft behind your knees, and stretch back. Come back up when you're ready. You can keep your legs together or separate them, and then fold forward. One more deep breath, shift the weight forward of the heels, lift your bottom a little. Good, and then reverse that swan dive. Arms reach out and up, come back to standing mountain pose. Good. Step your legs together here. And actually, let's grab a block. I'm assuming by now everyone has a block. Put it between your thighs. And stretch your arms forward. And sit back into a chair pose. Make sure your shoulders are, drop them away from the ears so your neck appears to be long. Weight is in the heels, so much so you could lift your toes right now. Scoop the belly in. Now sit another inch lower, squeeze your block, lift your chest without lifting your hips. For 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. While we have the block, this is a good exercise for pelvic floor and posture. So just squeeze the block and kind of rotate your butt down and under and scoop the belly in and up. And then you know how those Pez candy dispensers, think of one of those, the block literally will shift forward. And you need deep pelvic floor muscles, the glute muscles, and just keep shoulders over hips. This is a very tiny movement, but let's say you do this movement a lot, you will never feel any incontinence or anything. It's really good to train our pelvic floor and those deep inner core muscles. Just 3 more. If you have tight hips, if you do, you might feel this as a slight rotation of your thighs that also works on your hips. Good, let's release that now. We got another one where we just stand in mountain pose to start. And I'd like you to do both, if you can, the legs and the arms. So the arms first, left arm on the right, equal arms. Stand up tall, and then sit back to that chair. Now let's say you can't cross or a joint hurts when you do, then just pick up your left knee now. So you're standing balancing on the right leg. If you can, wrap your left leg over the right, like when we sit on the chair. And even better, if you can cross at the upper inner thighs, you might be able to hook your left toes behind your right calf. So remember, it's that chair pose. You see your booty sticks back, your chest and elbows lift. And we breathe. 3 more. Don't judge yourself. Just do the pose the way your body can do it today. And gracefully release to mountain pose. We keep control of those poses till the back is neutral. Inhale deeply. Exhale, swing right arm under left. Sit into chair, right leg over. And you're breathing. And slowly release, mountain pose. Take a deep breath. All right, so we'll turn sideways. We'll take it into warrior one, right foot forward, left foot back. And let's just go through the dynamic of this pose for a moment. Don't bend your front knee yet. Back heel turns in, 45 or 60 degrees, whatever you can do here. Square your hips. Chest up, shoulders over hips. Now shift your weight back. So feel like your left heel is pressing against a wall. And then bend your front knee. So this is not a good one. See, all my weight is in the front leg. I want half the weight grounded into the back leg, so I get that stretch in the left hip. And then arms up. Now reach behind you and interlock your hands. Inhale, stretch back, open your chest, fold the shoulder blades back. One more breath. Good, this is more demanding, so stay in warrior if you need. Release your clasp and take your arms out like wings. Spin onto the ball of your back foot so you're back in that lunge. Now lean forward, scoop the belly in. If you want to be really fancy, keep going. Lean forward, lift your left foot off the ground and come to airplane pose. 3 breaths. Back to warrior one when you're done. And straighten your front leg. And we can just pivot to the other side. So turn over the left leg, right heel, grounds down into the floor, bend your left knee. And as you can see, I can square my hips completely. It's just my body won't go there. So do what you can. Arms up and breathe. Reach those lower lungs with your breath. Now clasp behind you again. 2-3 breaths, chest up. Good. Come back to neutral spine. Arms out like wings and swing up to the ball of your back foot. Option 1, just lean forward. Option 2, keep leaning, shift your weight to the left foot, pick up your right leg, and fly in your version of airplane pose. Chest is light, don't let it sink to the floor, lift it. And step back to warrior one. And this time spin to the side so you're facing the one side of your mat. Take a breath. Sorry for the exhale through the mouth. You guys know to breathe through the nose. It's just a bit easier for me this way, so forgive my panting. Turn your right foot open, triangle. Right heel in line with back arch. Back heel turns back even more to accommodate that left hip. Arms out. Settle into the back heel. Inhale, someone's pulling you on that right hand. And exhale, right hand down. So imagine bringing your shoulders and your hips into the same plane. So I'm standing behind you, pulling your chest back. You get that nice release in the side there. Breathe, looking up to the ceiling if at all possible. Good. Inhale back to neutral. And let's switch to the other leg. Same cues here. Good. Come back up and release your arms down. Feet to neutral. Good. We'll take it into warrior two, and I invite you to take your block at this point. Take it by the right foot and turn that right foot open. Block to the inside of the foot, any height that you need it. Now, walk your left foot back. This is a wider stance, as we know, than our triangle. Hips square, so the right hip doesn't tilt down. Square them, arms out, settle into the back leg. So squeeze that back thigh and bend your front knee. Look at the right hand and just take 3-4 breaths here. Let the shoulder blades sink down the back, but lift your chest instead. Make sure your right knee is not collapsing inward. Draw it outward. In turn, you could rotate your left hip in if you needed to. Now, like in triangle, reach your right hand forward a little and then down flat to the block. Turn your gaze out to the left arm. Or even wrap your left arm behind your back and roll that left shoulder back. So in this variation, we have some weight on the right hand pressing into the block here. 2 more breaths. Look down, brace your core, grab the block and bring it with you and come up. Good, same pose, other leg. First, just upright position. Now reach forward through your left hand, tilt forward, and then hand down to block. Left arm up, right arm up, sorry, gaze up. Roll the top of your left thigh toward the outside, toward the pinky toe side of your foot. In other words, you're rolling the thigh outward so that it doesn't collapse to the inner knee side. 2 more. Bring the block with you, look down, and press up to standing. Good. Take a closer stance here. Turn your feet parallel. And let's fold forward. Put that block down underneath your chest. First, just fold, just let it go. Good. Now, walk that block away from you. So you kind of have to stretch your hands forward to reach the block. And you can always adjust it. Now, keep your left hand on the block and reach your right hand all the way to the left ankle. So your right arm threads under the left and grabs the left ankle or shin, whatever you can. Let your head hang. Bring both hands to the block, make sure it's far away from you, and switch. Good. Release and leave the block, come up to standing. Step your legs together and just shake it out. Okay, so we'll do one more standing pose, which is our dancer pose. Remember, you can always find the wall, place your right hand up the wall, and grab your left ankle. In turn, you can do it in the room, grab left ankle, right arm up. And begin to lean forward and place your left leg back to whatever degree you can. So the hard part here is you want to square your hips, which is hard because your left hip wants to go up and back. So do those micro adjustments during the pose where you feel like your right arm hip draws back a little, and you like to drop standing forward. One more breath. And release. Let's do the other side. And release. Good job. Good. Rotate your ankles for a moment. Now, let's go into a half split. So come to kneeling. Pick up that half split I left out on the left leg. So bring that left leg forward, flex your foot, and fold in. Great. And let's come to the kneeling position here. And we'll take it to a lizard. So take this chart. First we'll do it to hero pose, and I'll adjust the camera. But put the block between your ankles, sit on that, and or begin to lean back. Good, let's move it back to neutral. Carefully pull that block out, bring it in front of you. You might need it for now lizard. Step right foot forward, but to the outside of the block. So your hands are both on the inside of that right knee and sink forward. Now just a little variation if you're into that. Lower your left forearm on across the block here and stretch your right arm to the ceiling. Release the right arm down. And just do the underarm through all fours. Let's come to the other side. Set up your lizard carefully. That's a very deep pose. Right forearm across the block and left arm turns up. Good, left hand down. Release, release. And just be on all fours and rotate your hips in circles around your knees. reverse. Watch your knees. If you're on a hard surface, maybe skip that and do arching and rounding instead. All right, come to neutral. And before we turn into a pretzel here, let's make sure we have our belt near you. So grab that belt, and now I'll show maybe from the front. So what you want to do is bring your knees together and on all fours and slide your right knee around and behind your left knee. So in other words, place your right knee to the outside of your left knee. So your thighs are crossed. Now open your feet and carefully sit back between your feet. So we're in cow face pose, left knee on top of right. You might have to sit on your block. Just make sure you have one foot on either side of you, so don't sit on any feet. If this is completely uncomfortable, you're just gonna go cross your legs. Now, be here for a moment. Let this settle in. And we can do a nice side bend. So we go left, right arm up, side bend or lean to the left. And I like to even grab my block and put my left elbow onto the block. Oh, really nice opener for the right hip and waist. On an inhale, come back up. And now let's grab the buckle with the right hand, raise that arm up again. If you have no shoulder injury, left arm wraps around you, so the back of the hand is on the spine, and walk your hands together on the belt as close as you can. Now what you can do is apply a little pulling with the right arm, so you get that nice deep stretch in your left shoulder. And if you want, you can fold forward. Two more breaths. All right, slowly release your arms. Then unwind your legs. Bring your right leg forward, left foot to right inner thigh. Right leg can be ever so slightly off to the right, not wide though. Arms sweep up, inhale. And fold into the right leg, exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then release them down, coming into cow face, that pretzel pose we just did. So you can just stay seated and wrap right leg on top, or come back to all fours. And make sure that the left knee goes behind right, so you end up with the right leg up. Good, so just let this knee sink for a moment. We'll side bend to the right, so you can even use your block for the elbow, left arm up. Good, let's bring it back to neutral spine. Find your belt, and this time hold the buckle with your left hand, left arm up, right arm under. Pull a little with your left arm. A, you're working your triceps, and B, you're giving your right shoulder a nice stretch. And you can lean forward a little. All right, back to neutral spine. Release your arms. Lean back to untangle your legs safely. Shake them up. And then we have our forward bend, right heel in, left leg straight. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And fold into your left leg, exhale. Bring it back up. Extend both legs out wide. I suggest you sit on a block if you can't sit upright. It's really worth it. Good, because you'll notice as soon as your hips are elevated, it's just less strain on the groin and the low back and everything. Just sit tall, and from that place, we just lean forward. Flex your feet if you can be. Press the heels away from you. Think of lengthening your Achilles tendons. So we want to stretch those calves also. Good, and let's bring it up. Very good. Stay on the block if you like. Step the soles of your feet together. Let the knees fold down. So if you've never even tried it with the block because you're already flexible, this is a different angle. So what it happens is that you can bring your heels in and your knees are naturally folding down more, completely letting go of your groin. Just be here, do your own version, at least 5 breaths. Good job. All right. Last thing, you can come off the block or stay on it. Have your block near you and stretch your legs forward. I meant your belt. Have your belt near you. Extend your legs. Hook the belt over the legs, and you're going to go a lot deeper than I will. So legs are straight. Lift the chest up. Inhale. And begin to lean forward. Walk your hands as close to the feet as you can. Again, you're going to lean forward a lot more than me. Now in this forward fold, just take 3 breaths. Good. Now, so your back rounded a little bit, I'm assuming. So now stay as forward bent as you can, but lift your chest. Make your upper back really long and broad. Now walk your left hand forward on the belt and reach your right arm back. Look over the right thumb. If you don't feel this, you might not need the belt. In that case, with your left hand, you're grabbing the right outer foot. One more breath. Good. Right hand back to belt or right hand to left outer foot. Big inhale, left arm sweeps open. Turn your chest more than I am. Good. Release left hand forward. And that was it for the seated portion. Have your belt once more near you, and let's lie onto the back. So I'll guide you for some of this verbally. Lie on your back and just rest for a deep breath. All right, we're just going to go right into bridge. Step your feet up underneath your knees. Arms are down by the sides, shoulders roll back. On the inhale, curl your tailbone off the floor, and then through your glutes, power the hips up into bridge pose. Feel free to clasp your hands behind you, chin out to chest, so no need to tuck your chin in. Make an open windpipe here. Good job. Release back down and let the knees drop out for a moment. Take 2 deep breaths, maybe with your hand on your belly. Next, we'll come to happy baby pose. So still lying on your back, bend your knees toward your armpits, grab your ankles or even the outer feet, and pull your feet down toward you. If you feel like your hips and your low back are curling way off the ground, feel like your sacrum is pressing toward the floor again. And the way you can achieve that with a counter force. So push your feet against the hands that are holding them, and that should allow your sacrum to sink to the floor more. Try that for 2 more breaths. Good. Now just stretch your legs out, kind of maybe shake them out or roll them out, just lying on your back here. Take another deep breath. All right, here we go. For our belt work, let's grab the belt again and put it this time around the right foot and extend that leg up to the ceiling. Work your knee pretty straight here as your hands pull the leg in. Try to flex your foot also. You're going to lower the leg out to the right. Bring the leg back up and draw it all the way across your body to the left. Let's bring that leg up again and switch left leg into the belt, right leg to the ground. Thank you. Here, try to flex that foot. Unshrug your shoulders. And deepen your breath once more. Lower the leg over to the left. On the in-breath, bring that leg up and across the body to the right to finish. When you're done, bring your leg up again And just hug both knees into your chest and rock and roll over your sacrum. Good. To finish, you can take it into spinal twist. Let's step the feet onto the ground, cross right leg over left leg, and drop your knees over to the right. Good. Bring your knees back to center. Keep right leg crossed over left. Actually, we have time for the lying down version of cow face. So keep the right thigh crossed, and now grab the ankles. So your right hand will grab your left ankle and vice versa, and pull the ankles in toward you. All right, let's switch. Cross left leg over right and drop your knees left. Good, bring your knees back to center. Left leg stays crossed over right and grab opposite ankle and pull. You can pull, put the feet higher and pull, just whatever angle gets those hips to stretch one more time. All right, let's unwind that whole thing and release into Shavasana. Stretch your legs out, maybe shake the legs a little bit, getting some invigorating energy into the legs. And then let the legs be still and just drop the toes out. Let the palms turn up. I'm just going to sit up. You're going to stay in your Shavasana, of course. And the palms up, relaxing elbows, shoulders, and neck. Maybe ever so gently roll the head side to side 2-3 times. Head back to center at some point and relax your jaw. Maybe the lower jaw drops down a little. Tongue could be resting on the roof of your mouth. Relax your eyebrows and temples. Take a slow, deep breath in. And exhale out any remaining stress or tension. Feel that relaxed feeling at the bottom of the breath and do one more. Think mind relax. Just keep your presence in your body right now. Wish for your body to be well and healthy. Deepen your next breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then stretch your arms overhead to make your legs really long. Inhale deeply. Exhale, arms down, bend your knees into your chest and gently rock side to side. Now roll over to one side and come up to a seated pose. Place your hands at the heart center. Maybe today's gratitude can be dedicated to our bodies for being as well and healthy as they are, performing for us always without us having to think about it. Namaste.